Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my TCL 10L review. So let's get started. So this is my TCL 10L review. Now I'd like to thank TCL for being kind enough to send this phone out to me to cover here on the channel, but all opinions in this video are completely my own, and that's the way that TCL wants it to be. Now this device is the lower priced counterpart to the mid-range TCL 10 Pro, which I've also been covering on the channel lately. Now TCL is really taking the mobile industry seriously in 2020, more so than they've ever been. This device and the 10 Pro are two of most likely a variety of different upcoming devices that TCL will be launching under its own name brand. Now the company is not unfamiliar though with mobile devices. In fact, TCL is the company that makes all Alcatel phones. They've also made all BlackBerry phones for the last several years up until this year. So they have plenty of experience with creating quality smartphones, and they're continuing this trend with the TCL 10L. The company's bread and butter product is their televisions, and they have a lot of experience with creating displays. So they've taken that experience and applied it to mobile displays, and that's very clear here since the TCL 10L has a great looking screen. Now this device is being offered at $249. It is factory unlocked for GSM carriers. I've been using the phone personally with Cricket Wireless, and it's been working really well. Calls are nice and clear, text messages send very quickly and are received quickly. So certainly if you use Cricket, AT&T, T-Mobile, any of those various carriers, you're going to have a great experience with the TCL 10L. Now this device features a massive 6.53-inch display. The display itself is LCD, so even though it is LCD, which isn't my preferred display technology, it looks really good. It's nice and bright, things look super clear here. The display itself is 1080p. We're getting a PPI of 395. We're getting a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio and a 91% screen to body ratio. Now at the top of the device, we do have a hole punch for the front facing camera, and you can see that the bezels all around are very small. Now the bottom bezel is a little bit thicker, but in general, this is a great looking phone with tiny bezels, so you really are getting a very immersive experience here. Now that front-facing camera is 16 megapixels, and stay tuned for later in the video as I'll show you a variety of different photo and video samples from the phone. Now internally, we're getting 64 gigabytes of storage, and if that's not enough for you, you can also put a micro SD card in the phone. Now it's pretty hilarious that this phone at $249 gives you the same amount of internal storage that the iPhone 11 gives you, and that phone is $699. So this is significantly cheaper than the iPhone 11, but you're getting the same amount of internal storage. So I really appreciate that TCL is really packing in the value with this phone. Now there is no wireless charging with the device, but we do get a fingerprint sensor on the back. So we'll try that out right now. And that's a very quick fingerprint sensor. In addition to the fingerprint sensor, there's also face unlock, which TCL calls face key. So that's really useful too. Now on the backside of the device, we have a quad camera setup. So we're getting a 48 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, a 2 megapixel depth sensing camera, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. Now in addition to having portrait mode on the back of the device, we also have portrait mode with the front facing camera as well. So that works out really well. Now internally, we're getting 6 gigabytes of RAM and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 665. Now the 665 is very impressive to see with the phone in this price range, and the performance has definitely been very solid. Now I did run a benchmark test with the device, and I got an overall score of 136,622. So a pretty solid score there. You're definitely going to have a quality experience using the phone. Now it certainly isn't quite as fast as the TCL 10 Pro, which has the Snapdragon 675, or flagships like the Galaxy S20. But for the price that you're paying for this phone, I feel like the performance is completely adequate. And the truth is that the majority of smartphone users are going to have a really good experience using this phone to do different tasks like going on social media, watching video content, sending text messages. All that stuff will work out really well. Where you are going to run into some hiccups potentially is with high intensity gaming, video editing, things like that. Power user tasks are really what's going to slow down this phone. So like I said, for the majority of people out there, it's going to be completely adequate. Now this device features 4K video recording with the rear camera, and we're getting 1080p with the front camera. So also really cool that with a phone that's being offered at $249, we are getting 4K video. I remember it wasn't too long ago when you had to go to a flagship if you wanted that feature. Now internally, we're getting a beefy 4,000 milliamp hour battery with the TCL 10L, and the software on here is Android 10. Now what's really awesome about the software is that despite TCL putting their own skin over Android, the skin itself gives us tons of really useful features. Now definitely stay tuned for my tips and tricks video about the TCL 10L, but essentially you're getting tons of really cool things here. For example, we get a button on the side of the phone that we can set up to start up any app that we want, or a variety of different functions on the device. So I set this button to start Instagram. So you can see I just tapped on it and Instagram immediately pulled up here. So that's one really cool feature. You're also getting a really interesting launcher here, and the launcher actually gives you the ability to sort the icons by color. So just kind of cool, interesting, unique things here with the phone that you don't typically find with other devices. So I feel like they took the best features of stock Android, and then with that, added additional goodies here. Unlike other skins, such as MIUI for example, where I feel like they just change things just for the sake of changing things. And I like stock Android personally. So the only situation where I would prefer something other than stock Android is that if we are getting extra features, which in this situation, we are. Now I did install a variety of my favorite applications on the phone to test out, and everything's been running really well. So this phone is definitely solid for social media. Another thing too is that TCL has pledged to give this device at least one major Android update. So the phone will certainly be getting Android 11, which is music to my ears. Another cool thing too with the TCL 10L is that we're getting NFC. This is one of the few phones that I've seen in this price range that does feature NFC. So definitely a really good feature to have there. Now taking a closer look at the hardware, we do get mostly a plastic build here, unlike the 10 Pro, which is made out of metal. But you can see on the left side of the device, we have the slot for the micro SD card and SIM card. We also have that button, that multifunction button. So very cool that we have that. On the bottom of the phone, we have the speaker, microphone, and USB-C port for charging and data transfer. On the right of the phone, we have the power button and volume button. Then on the top, we have the noise canceling microphone and 3.5mm headphone jack. And then on the back, we have the quad camera setup, a dual flash, and we have the fingerprint sensor. So very nice minimalist design here. The phone is a bit of a fingerprint magnet though, so keep that in mind. Now here is the box that the TCL 10L comes in. So we have a picture of the phone on the front. Let's open this up and see what all we get inside. So in the box, we do get a little box. We get a SIM card removal tool. We also get some other items included here. So we get a case, so nice clear case with the TCL slogan, display greatness. And the display on here certainly does display greatness, especially when it plays my videos on it. So we have a safety and precautions booklet, quick start guide, so all the essentials to get going here with the phone. In addition to that, we have a USB-C cable for charging and data transfer, great to have there. And we also have a wall adapter, so a 15-watt wall adapter. So all good stuff to have there in the box. Definitely going to give that all a thumbs up. Date and current. In fact, Samsung still has many big plans for the Galaxy A51. For example, they're planning. So the TCL 10L is an awesome device for watching video content. The audio from the speaker, which is situated, of course, on the bottom of the phone, is nice and loud. Now, we don't get any audio that comes out of the earpiece, unfortunately, when watching video content. And there are some other phones that do offer that feature, like the Moto G Stylus. So I do wish that was something that we did get here with the TCL 10L, but I can certainly live without it, especially since the one speaker here on the side of the phone does get decently loud. Now, despite this display being LCD and not AMOLED, unlike the 10 Pro, video content still looks really good on here, and viewing angles are still quite decent. You can also, of course, crop in if you want, and I certainly prefer to have the hole punch for the front-facing camera compared to having a notch on the side of the phone. I feel like this approach is a bit less intrusive, so I'm certainly a big fan of that. This is a solid device for going on Instagram, so you can easily zoom in on different things. You can scroll nice and smoothly as well. If you want to check out different stories, that's not a problem either. So nice and smooth performance here. And then when you want to swipe over and record content, that is a breeze as well. So I'm recording content here with the TCL 10L. A breeze as well. So I'm recording content here with the TCL 10L. So yeah, that's great, as you can see there. So definitely a solid device for social media, which is great. Web browsing is nice and smooth here on the phone as well. Content looks really nice too. So certainly no issues at all with that. Now, of course, if you go with a flagship instead, you're going to get better performance all around, including going on different websites. Things will load quicker. And even with phones like the 10 Pro, you will notice some improvements. But the TCL 10L does a completely good job, especially considering the very budget price of this phone. I've been very impressed with the photo and video quality from the TCL 10L. In fact, this phone might have some of the best cameras that I've seen from a phone that sells brand new in this price range. It's great in a variety of different situations, whether you're taking ultra-wide photos, you're taking photos with the 48 megapixel camera, or even taking some close-up macro pics. Things do look really good here. So I don't have any problems with it. Like I said, you got to remember that this phone is just $249. This is not a $1,000 flagship, but even despite that, we're getting very good photo and video quality from the device. What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with a front-facing video from the TCL 10L. It is kind of windy outside right now, so if you hear the wind, that is why. But let me know what you think of the video quality from the device and the microphone quality as well. What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here with a 4K video sample from the TCL 10L. So let me know what you think of the quality from the device. Like I said, this is being recorded in 4K. I'm also going to do a 1080p test in a second here. This is with the standard camera on the phone. And here's a 1080p test video with the TCL 10 Pro. This is with the standard camera. And this is zoomed in at 2x and back to 1x. Or let me do the zoom again. So that's 2x zoom and then back at the regular. And here's an ultra wide angle video from the TCL 10 Pro at 1080p. You can fit a lot more content into the frame, but most likely at the expense of diluted video quality. But still cool though that we can take video with the ultra-wide camera, as a lot of devices actually don't even allow that. So this phone is a great travel companion because you can take awesome looking pictures wherever you are as a tourist. You can take pictures of a large group of people with the ultra-wide angle camera. It's also great for taking photos of various buildings and different attractions. So definitely I would give the cameras on here a thumbs up. Let's now take a look at some video samples from the TCL 10L. So in conclusion, is the TCL 10L worth buying? I certainly think it is a very good option. In fact, I'm looking forward to comparing this phone to a variety of other devices that I have, and I certainly think it's very competitive. So if you are looking for a quality phone that's factory unlocked at around $249, then you should certainly put the TCL 10L on your list. Now, I will be making some other videos going over tips and tricks involving the phone so you can see all the various features that it does have to offer beyond the ones that I showed you in this video. I'm going to be doing a bunch of different comparisons as well. So a lot of great content coming up regarding this phone. I'm certainly not done with it. Despite me making this review video, I intend on making more and more videos about this device as time goes on. But I hope you enjoyed this video about the TCL 10L. My name is Kevin. Give the video a thumbs up. Check out the link in the video description for the most up-to-date pricing. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.